Stars were dying. Across the galaxy, empires clashed like giants, worlds burned. Fleets fell from the sky like fireflies crushed in a storm. Billions suffered, fought, and died, all for power, for land, for survival, but far from the war. Zones. One world stayed silent. Earth. It was not weak. Far from it, its cities gleamed under golden suns. Its people had mastered science, medicine, and machines beyond imagination. They could have built ships that flew faster than light, weapons that turned planets to dust. They chose not to. "We don't want this war," said President Elena Marlowe in her final speech. "We are not blind. We see what's happening out there, but we will not become monsters just to survive." Her words echoed across every screen, every home, every heart. The galaxy did not understand. Why would a planet with so much power refuse to fight? "Because we remember peace," she said. And so Earth watched from a distance as stars went dark, as civilizations fell. But silence has a cost. One cold morning in New London, a boy named Leo sat by his window, sipping warm tea. He looked up at the sky. A red light blinked. Another. He frowned. "Mom, is that a ship?" His mother came over. Her face paled. On the news, the voice was urgent. "Unidentified vessel entering Earth orbit. No signal." "No ID?" "It's broadcasting a message." Leo's heart pounded. "What kind of message?" He whispered. No one answered. Everyone was watching. In Geneva, at the United Nations Space Command Center, officials stood frozen as the alien signal played through their speakers. It was not music, not a greeting, just one sentence. "Join us, or die." Silence filled the room. General Ravi Das, commander of Earth's defense forces, stood slowly. "Who sent this?" he asked. "No known origin," replied a tech. "But they're watching." "U.S., the ship hasn't moved." President Marlowe entered the room. She looked calm, but her eyes betrayed fear. She walked to the screen, tapped a button. "Send them our reply," she said. A young officer nodded. "Earth does not wish to join." Emmy sighed. "We are peaceful. Please leave our space." They waited. Seconds passed. Minutes. Then the alien ship responded. Not with words. With action. It opened fire. Not on Earth, but on a small satellite station orbiting Mars. Boomed. The screen flashed white. Then black. The station was gone. Dead. People screamed in the command center. Leo watched from home, eyes wide. His mother pulled him close. "They won't stop," she whispered. Leo didn't answer. He just stared at the sky. Something had changed. Today. Forever. In the hours that followed. Earth erupted. Cities lit up with emergency lights. Families gathered together. Children cried. World leaders met in secret. "We must decide," said General Das. "Do we strike back?" "No," said President Marlowe. "We stay true to who we are." "But they'll come again," said a general from Russia. "Next time they might hit a city." Marlowe looked around the table. "I know," she said. "But if we fall into war now, we lose everything we've built." "And if we do nothing?" asked a leader from Japan. "Then we prepare," she said, "for the day they come again." And they knew she was right. Because Earth may be peaceful, but it was not helpless. Days passed. The alien ship vanished. Gone. As if it had never been there, but its message remained. "Join us, or die." Leo couldn't forget it. At school, kids talked about it. Some said Earth should fight. Others said Earth should run, but Leo thought differently. He remembered something his grandfather once told him. Peace isn't weakness. It's strength, and sometimes the hardest thing to keep. He looked at the sky every night after that. Waiting. Watching. Worried. But also curious. What else was out there? What if someone else was listening? Someone different? Weeks later, a new signal arrived. This time, not from the same ship. Another source. Unknown. It played softly on all Earth frequencies. Not a threat, a question. "Why do you not fight?" Leo heard it. So did everyone else. The message repeated. Again. And again, until finally, someone answered. President Marlowe stood before the cameras. "This is Earth," she said. "We do not fight because we believe in life, in hope, in peace." Silence. Followed then the signal replied, "You are strange, but interesting." That was all. Then it stopped. No attack. No. Demand. Only silence, but something had changed. Leo felt it. So did millions. Maybe Earth wasn't alone. Maybe someone out there understood, or maybe they were just being watched. Time passed. Life returned to normal. But behind closed doors, things were changing. Scientists worked harder. Engineers built stronger systems. Soldiers trained in secret, not for war, but for warning. Because Earth had made its choice. Stay peaceful, but be ready, because one day the aliens would come again. And next time, they wouldn't just send a message, they'd make a move, and Earth would have to decide. Fight. Or fall. The stars were quiet again. Earth had returned to peace, or what passed for it, but behind closed doors, things were changing. In Geneva, deep beneath the United Nations Space Command Center, scientists worked late into the night. They studied the alien signal that had asked, "Why do you not fight?" President Elena Marlowe watched from her office window as snow fell softly outside. She sipped her coffee. "Because we know what war does," she whispered. "We've seen it." Her assistant knocked gently on the door. "Madam President," he said, "a new ship has entered orbit." She turned slowly. "Same one?" she asked. "No," he said. "New design, unknown origin." Marlowe frowned. Not again. On board the alien ship, 3 figures stood around a glowing screen. One was tall, with dark blue skin and eyes like fire. Commander Vector. He looked at his second-in-command. "This is Earth?" he asked. "Yes, Commander," replied the officer. "The world that refuses to join us." Vector snorted. "They are fools," he said, "too proud to see the truth. What should we do?" asked another. Vector smiled coldly. "We give them a choice," he said. "Join us, or die." And, With that, the ship began its descent. Toward Earth, toward danger. Leo sat in his room again, staring out the window. He hadn't stopped thinking about the message. "You are strange, but interesting." He typed on his small laptop, searching for answers. Suddenly, his screen flickered. Breaking news: unidentified alien vessel entering Earth's atmosphere. Not hostile, yet. Leo jumped up. His mother ran into the room. "You're staying inside," she said firmly. "But..." "No buts," she said. "This time it's different." Outside, the sky grew darker. The alien ship landed smoothly near New London. It was sleek, black and silent. No weapons fired. No explosions. Just silence. Then a hatch opened, and one figure stepped out. Commander Vector. He wore armor that shimmered like starlight. Behind him, 2 guards stood still. He raised a hand. "I come in peace," he said through a translator device, but his voice carried no warmth, only power. Only warning. At the command center, General Ravi Das stood beside President Marlowe. "We don't trust this," he said. "Last time they shot first." "I know," she said, "but we must try." She walked forward. A shuttle took her and a small team to meet the alien envoy. They landed just meters away. Marlowe stepped out. She met Vector's gaze. "I am President Elena Marlowe," she said. "Welcome to Earth." Vector bowed slightly. "I bring a message from my empire," he said. "Join us, or be destroyed." Marlowe didn't flinch. "We have made our choice," she said. "We will not fight." Vector tilted his head. "You think peace will save you?" he asked. "No," she said. "But we believe in life more than we fear death." For a moment, silence. Then Vector laughed. Cold. Cruel. "You are weak," he said. He turned to his guards. "Activate the weapon." One guard nodded. A small device lit up in his hand. It glowed red. Leo watched from home. His heart pounded. Then boom. A flash of light. A shockwave. Everyone screamed. Leo's mother pulled him down. The screen cut to static. Then silence back at the landing site. Smoke rose into the air. The alien envoy was gone, blown apart. General Das stared at the monitors. "What the hell just happened?" he shouted. A tech checked the data. "It wasn't them," he said. "It was us." Das turned. "What?" "The AI system," said the tech. "It detected a weapon activation. It responded automatically." Marlowe stood frozen. Did we just kill an alien envoy? She asked. Yes, said the tech. And the whole galaxy knows it now. Across space, the signal spread. Earth attacked an alien envoy. They used unknown technology. They are dangerous. Leo read the headlines. His hands shook. He looked out the window. The sky was clear, but something had changed. Again. Forever. That. Earth held its breath. Would the aliens strike back? Would war finally come? No one knew, but one thing was certain. The mistake was made. And now the galaxy would never see Earth the same way again. The sky was quiet. Too quiet. Leo stood at his window again. Watching the stars, they seemed colder now. Far away. He remembered what his grandfather used to say, silence before a storm means something big is coming. And Leo knew it was true because Earth had just made a mistake no one saw coming. They had killed an alien envoy, not on purpose. Not with weapons. But with a machine. An AI system built for defense. It had done its job too well. Now the galaxy knew. Earth was not helpless, and that scared them. In Geneva, President Elena Marlowe sat alone in her office. Outside, the world was still calm, but inside her head, a storm raged. General Ravi Das entered slowly. We've received new signals, he said. From across the galaxy. Marlowe looked up. Enemies? She asked. Das hesitated. Some are, he said, but others. They're asking questions. She frowned. What kind of questions? He handed her a tablet. She read the words. Did Earth mean to kill the envoy? Is Earth hiding more power? Will they strike again? Marlowe closed her eyes. This changes everything, she whispered. Das nodded. They're watching us now, he said. All of them. Across the solar system, alien scouts began to appear. Small ships. Quiet. No weapons fired. No demands shouted. Just watching. Waiting. One ship hovered near Jupiter. Another passed Mars. They didn't land. They didn't speak. They only watched. Like hunters circling prey. Leo saw it all on the news. His mother tried to hide it from him, but he stayed glued to the screen. Why are they here? He asked. No one knows, she said, but Leo thought he did. They're afraid. He said quietly. His mother looked at him. Afraid of what? Leo didn't answer right away. He just kept watching the screen, watching the silent ships, watching the danger grow. Back in Geneva, a meeting took place. World leaders gathered. Tension filled the room. We have to act, said a general from Russia. Before they do. But how? Asked a leader from Japan. We don't even know what they want. A scientist spoke up. They want answers, he said. About the AI. Everyone turned to him. He continued. That system reacted faster than any human could. It wiped out the envoy in seconds. We never told anyone about it. But now the whole galaxy knows. President Marlowe stood. We didn't build it for war, she said. It was meant to protect us. But now, said General Das, it might be the reason we can't avoid war. Silence filled the room. Then someone asked the question no one wanted to hear. So what do we do now? Marlowe looked around. Her voice was calm. We prepare, she said, for the worst. Leo's school closed. Flights were grounded. Cities lit up with emergency lights. People talked in whispers. Some said, Earth should fight. Others said, Earth should run. But Leo didn't believe either. He believed in something else. He believed Earth had a chance, a small one. To prove that peace wasn't weakness, that silence wasn't surrender, that humans were more than just targets. He looked at the sky again. A dark shape moved above. Not a cloud, not a bird. Another alien ship. Watching. Waiting. Then a light blinked. Once. Twice. Three times. It was a signal, not a threat, a message. Leo ran to his laptop. He typed fast. He sent a message to the science forum he followed. They're not attacking. They're studying us. Maybe they're trying to understand us. Maybe they're looking for something. He hit send. And then he waited. Would anyone listen? Would anyone care? Or was this the beginning of something far bigger? Something Earth wasn't ready for? The next morning, the sky changed. New ships arrived. More than before. Big ones. Heavy ones. Weapons glowing. This time. There was no silence. There was a warning. Earth, you broke the rules. You killed without warning. You hid your power. Now you must explain. President Marlowe stood tall. She looked at the screen, at the ships, at the message. Then she turned to her team. This is it, she said. They're giving us a chance. General Das frowned. A chance for what? To show them who we really are, she said. And with that, she walked to the microphone, to speak for all of Earth, to decide what came next, peace, or war. The world held its breath. President Elena Marlowe stood before the microphone, behind her. The sky was filled with alien ships. They hovered like dark clouds ready to storm. Across Earth, billions watched on screens, phones, and news feeds. Leo sat at his desk, heart pounding. His mother stood behind him, hand on his shoulder. Don't look away, she whispered. This is history. Marlowe took a deep breath. This is Earth, she said into the mic. We did not mean to harm the envoy. We are not hiding power. We are a peaceful people. Her voice was calm but firm. Then came the reply. Words do not erase actions. You have one chance. Prove you are not a threat. Silence followed. Everyone waited, but then, boom! A blast lit up the sky. One of the alien ships fired. Not at Earth, but at a small defense station orbiting Mars. The station exploded in fire and silence. People screamed. Leo jumped to his feet. They just attacked us, he shouted. His mother pulled him back. They gave us a warning, she said. Now what will we do? In Geneva, chaos broke out. General Ravi Das ran into the command center. They hit Mars, he shouted. That wasn't a warning shot. That was war. President Marlowe's face was pale. We still don't know their full plan, she said. Das turned to a tech officer. Can we fight back? He asked. The officer hesitated. We have weapons, he said. Stolen from enemy ships during past encounters, but we never used them. Marlowe looked around the room. She knew what they were thinking. She knew what she was thinking. Earth had stayed out of war for centuries. But now? Now someone had taken a life, and Earth could no longer stay. Silent. Launch the fighters, she said. No hesitation. Just order, across the globe. Hidden bases opened. Fighter ships rose from underground hangars. Soldiers climbed aboard. Among them was Captain James Cade, a man who once believed peace would last forever. Now he stared at the sky, at the enemy, and he clenched his fists. Time to prove we're not just targets. He muttered. He climbed into his cockpit. Engines roared. They flew toward Mars, toward battle, toward destiny. Leo watched it all unfold. His school had shut down. Everyone was watching. News anchors spoke fast. Earth launches first military response. In over 100 years, will this be our salvation or our end? Leo didn't care about politics. He cared about the soldiers, about Earth. About the truth. He typed on his laptop. Posted on the science forum again. Earth is fighting back. Not because we want war, because we won't let anyone destroy us. His message spread fast. Others replied. Some cheered, some feared. But one thing was clear. Earth had changed. Forever. The battle began. Captain Cade led the charge. Enemy ships moved fast. Lasers cut through space. Cade rolled his fighter hard. Stay sharp, he shouted over comms. A blast nearly took off his wing. He fired back. Boom. One enemy ship exploded. Another joined the fight. More Earth fighters arrived. They fought with everything they had. Not perfect, not trained for war, but determined. And that made all the difference. Back on Earth, President Marlowe watched the feed. Every second felt like an hour. General Das stood beside her. They're holding their own, he said. But we're losing ships. Marlowe didn't speak. She only watched. Then a voice crackled over the speakers. It was Cade. Command, we've got a shot. What kind of shot? Das asked. A big one. On screen, Cade aimed for a fuel line on the enemy flagship. One direct hit. Boom. Fire filled the sky. The enemy flagship twisted, broke apart, fell into darkness. The remaining ships hesitated. Then they fled. Silence returned. Space was quiet again. Leo stared at the screen. His hands shook. They had done it. Earth had won. First blood. First victory, but also first war. That night, Earth celebrated. Cities lit up with lights. People cheered. Leo smiled, but his mother only watched the sky. They'll come back, she whispered. Leo looked at her. But we won, he said. She nodded. And now they know we can fight. He didn't answer, because deep down, he understood winning a battle wasn't the same as winning peace, and now, Earth had become something new. Not just a peaceful planet, a warrior, a force, a target. In Geneva, President Marlowe stood alone. General. Das approached. They're calling you a hero, he said. She didn't smile. I didn't want this, she said. No, he agreed. But it's what we needed. She looked at him. What happens next? Das looked at the stars. We prepare, he said, for the war they'll bring. Marlowe nodded. Then she turned to the camera. To the world. We did not ask for this fight, she said. But we won't fall. And across Earth those words echoed. We did not ask for this fight. We won't fall. Not all aliens saw Earth as an enemy. Some saw something else entirely. One of them was flying toward Earth at that very moment. His name was Tarek Van, a pilot from the Korthi Empire, one of the largest, most feared alien civilizations in the galaxy. But he wasn't coming to fight. He was coming to help. Tarek sat alone in his ship, watching the battle footage from Mars. Earth had won. Unexpectedly. Unbelievably. And now, every empire in space was watching. Some were scared, others angry. But Tarek? He was impressed. They fought not for power, he whispered. They fought because they had no choice. He pressed a button. On screen appeared a message to unknown rebel pilot from High Command subject. Treason. He read it quietly, then smiled. Good, he said. They finally noticed. He turned off the screen, set his course, and flew toward Earth, the only planet in the galaxy that still believed in peace but had just proven it could win a war. Back on Earth, Leo sat at his desk again. The excitement from the battle had faded. Now came the fear. He scrolled through messages online. Some people celebrated, others warned. They'll come back. This isn't over. Leo typed a reply. Maybe not everyone out there wants to destroy us. Maybe some understand what we are. He hit send. No one replied, but someone was listening. Someone far away. In Geneva, President Elena Marlowe stood by her window. General Ravi Das walked in. We have a problem, he said. She didn't turn. What kind of problem? A ship, he said. New arrival. No signal. No ID. Marlowe frowned. Enemy? Das hesitated. We don't think so. She looked at him. Explain. He handed her a tablet. It showed the ship's design. Different from the others. Smaller. Faster. More advanced. This ship, Das said. It avoided our defense systems completely. Marlowe looked up. That's not possible. It is, Das said. Unless they want it to be seen. She stared at the screen, then turned to the command center. Track it, she said. Let me know if it lands. Das nodded. And if it does? Marlowe took a deep breath. Then we find out who's really watching us. Tarek landed in a remote part of Africa. No. Cities nearby. No cameras, only sand and silence. He stepped out of his ship. Alone. No weapons. Just a small device. On his belt, he looked up at the sky. I hope you're ready, he whispered, because I'm not here to fight. I'm here to warn you. Behind him, a soft hum filled the air. A drone arrived. Cameras watched. Earth had seen him land. Now they would come, and when they did, he would show them the truth. Hours later, General Das stood beside President Marlowe again. He's asking. To speak with you, he said. Marlowe raised an eyebrow. Who is he? No name, Das said, but he sent this. He handed her a small data chip. She inserted it into the screen. Words appeared. I am not your enemy. I am not like the others. Your war has just begun, but you do not have to fight it alone. Marlowe looked at Das. You believe him? She asked. I don't know, he said, but I think we should find out. She nodded slowly. Bring him in. Tarek stood in the interrogation room. Silent. Watching. President Marlowe entered. She studied him. He studied her. Finally he spoke. You don't trust me, he said. No, she agreed. Should I? He smiled. I came here to save your world, he said. Not destroy it. Marlowe didn't move. How can you help us? She asked. Tarek leaned forward. Because I know what's coming, he said. And if you fight alone, you will lose. Silence filled the room. Then Marlowe asked the question everyone feared. What's coming? Tarek looked her in the eye. A war unlike any you've ever seen. And I'm the only one willing to help you survive it. The city burned. Smoke rose into the sky like black ghosts. Sirens screamed. People ran. Leo stood frozen at his window, watching the flames swallow the skyline. New London. His home. Gone. In seconds. It had started with silence. Again. Just like before. No warning shots. No messages, only death. A fleet of alien warships appeared above Earth. Without a sound, cameras missed them, radar barely caught them, they moved fast, and they struck harder than ever before. Their target? New London. The heart of human science, culture, peace. Now it was Ash. President. Elena Marlowe watched the footage from Geneva. Her face showed no tears, but her eyes told the truth. She was breaking inside. General Ravi Das stood beside her. We lost thousands, he said quietly. Maybe more. Marlowe didn't speak. She only stared at the screen. At the fire. At the fear. Then she turned. Who did this? She asked. Das looked down. We don't know for sure, he said. But we think it's the Varkari. The ones who wanted us to join them, Marlowe whispered. Yes, Das said. They're angry. They think we made fools of them, said a tech officer. By fighting back. Marlowe closed her eyes. We never wanted this. But now they want revenge. Das said. Leo couldn't move. He watched the smoke rise from the ruins. His school was gone. So were friends. Neighbors. His grandfather's old bookstore. All of it. His mother pulled him away from the window. Come on, she said. We have to go. Go where? Leo whispered. She didn't answer, because she didn't know. No one did. Not anymore. Across Earth. People mourned. Cities lit up with emergency lights. Hospitals overflowed. Parents searched for missing children. Soldiers trained harder. Peace was over. Now came rage. Now came fear. Now came war. In Geneva. President Marlowe stood before the world. Millions watched. She looked tired, but her voice was strong. This attack was not just against the city, she said. It was against everything we stand for. She paused. Then spoke the words that would change Earth forever. We are not just targets. We are not just survivors. We are humans. And we will not fall. Silence. Then, slowly. Applause. Cheers. Shouts. Of unity across the planet. Something new was born. Not just fear, but fire. Leo sat with his mother in a shelter underground. People around them whispered. Some cried. Others talked about revenge. We should fight back, one man said. Hit them harder than they hit us. Another nodded. We can't let them destroy us. Leo listened. He thought of the alien pilot, Tarek Van, the one who had come in peace. Was he still here? Could he help? Would anyone even listen? Or had Earth already decided? To fight. To burn. To win. That night, President Marlowe met with General Das. We need to respond, she said. Das nodded. I agree. She looked at him. But not how you think, she said. He frowned. What do you mean? She walked to the window, looked out at the dark sky. We've been reacting, she said. Defending, running, hiding. Das waited. She turned. It's time we took control. He raised an eyebrow. You're saying we strike first? She didn't hesitate. Yes. Das studied her. You're ready for this? She looked him in the eye. They made this personal. They attacked our home. They killed our people. They gave us no choice. Das smiled slightly. Then let's show them what Earth is really made of. Above them, the stars? Watch silently. Somewhere out there, the enemy waited. Watching for Earth's next move. And soon, they would see it. Loud. Clear. Unstoppable. He came back when Earth needed him most. Tarek Van, the alien pilot who once warned them. Now he returned. Not with words, but with a plan and a price. The sky above Geneva was dark. Rain fell like silent tears. A small ship landed outside the underground bunker where President Elena Marlowe had taken shelter. No alarms went off. No warnings were given. Only one message appeared on the screen. I told you I would return. General Ravi Das stood beside Marlowe. You trust him? He asked. No, she said, but I think we need him. Das nodded. Then let's hear what he has to say. Tarek stepped into the command room. His armor was scorched. One arm hung limp. He looked tired, but his eyes burned with fire. I warned you, he said. They would come again. Marlowe studied him. They did, she said, and now we burn. Tarek shook his head. This is not war, he said. This is slaughter. He walked forward. I know how to stop it. Silence filled the room. Everyone watched. Everyone listened. Even the soldiers stopped moving. Tarek looked at Marlowe. I can help you win, he said. But only if you trust me. She didn't answer right away. Then she spoke. What do you want from us? Tarek smiled slightly. Not. What? He said. Who? He reached into his coat, pulled out a small data drive, placed it on the table. This, he said, is everything I stole before they declared me a traitor? Marlowe picked it up. What's inside? Tarek looked her in the eye. Their weakness. Their fear. Their secrets. And most importantly, he leaned closer, how to make them fall. Leo sat in the shelter again. The world around him felt broken. New London was gone. People were scared. But then he heard the news. An alien pilot had returned. With a plan. He ran to his laptop, logged into the science forum. There it was, a new message. Tarek Van is back. He says he can help us win. But some say he's just using us. Leo read the comments. Some people cheered, others feared. Betrayal, he typed fast. Posted his own reply. He came back when he didn't have to. Maybe he really wants peace. Maybe he's our only chance. He hit send and waited. Would anyone listen? Or had Earth already decided no alien could be trusted? Back in the command center, Tarek showed Marlowe the data. She watched as images played on the screen. Alien bases. Weapons. Plans. Weaknesses. She turned to him. How did you get this? Tarek's face darkened. I was their top pilot, he said. Until I refused an order. What order? To destroy a planet. Marlowe's breath caught. Tarek continued. I saw what they were doing. To others, to my own people. He looked down. I couldn't be part of it anymore. Silence followed. Then Marlowe spoke. If we use this, we can change everything. Tarek nodded. But there's a cost. What kind of cost? He met her eyes. We don't fight fair. He said, we win dirty. She didn't flinch. We're ready. That night, a secret meeting took place. Top scientists. Best pilots. Most trusted leaders. They gathered. Marlowe stood before them. We've been fighting to survive, she said. Now we fight to win. General Das raised an eyebrow. What are you saying? She looked at Terek. At the data. At the future. We strike where they least expect. She said, a mission? Small, fast, silent. Das frowned. You're talking about sabotage. Yes, she said. And we start with their fuel depot. Tarek stepped forward. It's heavily guarded, he said, but vulnerable. If we hit it, Marlowe said, we cripple their fleet. Silence. Then Das spoke. That's a suicide mission. I know, she said. But if we don't do this, Earth falls. A soldier raised his hand. I'll go. Another stood. So will I. More followed, one by one. Humans. Aliens. Together. For the first time. Above them, the stars watched. Somewhere far away, the enemy waited. But soon, they would feel the fire. Earth was done hiding. Now it was time to strike. To fight. To win. The mission began in silence. No loud speeches. No final goodbyes. Just a small team, a stolen ship, and a plan that could change everything. Their target? A massive alien fuel depot orbiting the frozen moon of KOR Wrath-9. It powered half the enemy fleet. Destroy it? And Earth might finally gain the upper hand, but getting there? That was the hard part. Inside the cockpit of the Black Dawn, Captain James Cade tightened his grip on the controls. Beside him sat Tarek Van, the alien pilot who had risked everything to help. Earth, behind them, 4 soldiers checked their gear. Leo's older brother, Mark, was among them. He looked at his watch. 10 minutes to entry, he said quietly. Tarek didn't move. They'll be watching, he muttered. They always are. Cade glanced at him. Then make sure they don't see us coming. Back on Earth, President Elena Marlowe stood in the command center, General Ravi. Das watched the feed from the Black Dawn. Every heartbeat felt like thunder. Do you think they'll make it? A tech officer asked. Marlowe didn't answer right away. Then she spoke. They have to, because if they failed, Earth would fall. The Black Dawn slipped through enemy radar like a shadow. Its cloaking system, built from stolen alien tech, kept it invisible, just barely as they neared the fuel depot. Red lights flickered across the screen. Motion detected, Tarek said. Patrol bots. Cade frowned. How many? 2, Tarek replied. Maybe 3. Mark leaned forward. We can take them? Cade looked at him. You sure? Mark nodded. I've trained for this. Cade took a breath. Then let's do it. Outside the ship, 2 robotic drones floated silently. Their sensors scanned for anything out of place. Then a flash. 1 drone exploded. Then another. Silence returned. Only 1 remained from the shadows. Mark and another soldier dropped down, armed. With silenced weapons, they fired. Boom. The last drone fell. Clear, Mark reported. Cade gave the signal. Go, now. Inside the depot, the team moved fast. Tarek led the way. This way, he whispered. Storage bay is just ahead. Leo's brother followed closely. Behind them, explosives were placed. Carefully, quietly. 1 wrong step, and the whole station would go up before they were ready. Tarek reached the main control panel. He tapped in. A code. The door slid open. Rows of glowing fuel cells lined the walls, each one powerful enough to destroy a city, together. They held the key to Earth's survival. Back on Earth, General Das turned to Marlowe. They're inside, he said. She nodded. Good. Now came the hardest part. Waiting. Watching. Hoping. On board the Black Dawn. Tarek set the timer. 5 minutes, he said. Mark looked around. That's not much time. It's all we have, Cade replied. They ran back through the halls. Alarms began to blare. Someone must have noticed. Lights flashed red. Sirens screamed. Then clang. A blast rocked the hallway. Enemy forces incoming. A soldier shouted. Cade pulled his weapon. Fall back. Fall back. More shots rang out. Smoke filled the air. Tarek ducked behind cover. We need to go now, he yelled. Cade looked at Mark. You heard him. Mark started running. So did the others. They burst outside into the cold vacuum of space, the escape pod. Waited. They jumped inside. Cade slammed the button. Engines roared. The pod shot away from the depot. Behind them. The station lit up. Boom. Fire exploded outward. Shards of metal flew like deadly stars. The shockwave hit the Black Dawn. For a moment, everything went black. Then. Signal detected? A tech shouted in Geneva. President Marlowe stared at the screen. Is it them? Yes. The tech confirmed. They made it. She let out a breath she didn't know she was holding. General Das smiled. They did it. They destroyed the depot. They crippled the enemy. And now, he looked at her, now the war changes. That night, Earth celebrated again, but this time, it wasn't just joy. It was hope. Real hope. Leo, read the news online. Operation Black Dawn successful. Human-alien team strikes deep into enemy territory. War has a new face. He looked at his screen. At the names of the heroes. His brother's name was there. He smiled. Tears in his eyes. They weren't just fighting anymore. They were winning. In Geneva, President Marlowe stood by the window. General Das approached. They're calling. You a leader, he said. She didn't smile. I'm just doing what I have to. Das studied her. What happens next? She looked at the sky. Next, she said, we strike harder. Because Earth had sent a message, not just to the enemy. To the galaxy. They were no longer just peaceful. They were warriors. They were dangerous. They were awake. The galaxy was watching. Earth had made its move, and now everything was changing. Across the stars, messages spread like fire. Humans are not weak. They fight back. They win. For the first time, alien eyes looked at Earth not as prey, but as power. In Geneva, President Elena Marlowe stood before the world again. Behind her, a new flag flew, not just Earth's, but one that showed unity. Human and alien together. She spoke into the microphone. This is not just our war anymore. There are those among the stars who believe in peace. They are rising, they are fighting, and they are asking for our help. A murmur ran through the crowd. General Ravi Das stepped beside her. You're saying we're not alone? He asked. Marlowe nodded. We never were. Across the galaxy, rebel factions began to rise. On distant worlds ruled by cruel empires, whispers of change grew louder. Fighters trained in secret, weapons were stolen, plans were made, and in every corner of space, one message echoed, Earth is awake, now it's our turn. One by one, planets began to rebel. Some failed. Others succeeded, and where they fought hardest, Earth sent help. Not armies. Not weapons. But knowledge. Tarek Van led the way. He traveled from world to world, spoke to leaders, shared secrets, taught them how to fight. How to survive. How to win. Leo sat at his desk again. His home was gone, but his hope was in single quote. Did he read the latest news? Alien rebels take control of Zarni Prime. Earth tech helped them win. He smiled. His brother Mark had returned from Operation Black Dawn. He sat across from him now, eating dinner. You really went inside that depot? Leo asked. Mark nodded. I did. Was it scary? Mark looked at him. Every second. But we did it. Leo looked down. I wish I could do something, he whispered. Mark reached out. You already are, he said. You read everything. You understand things most adults don't. Leo looked up. You think I can help? Mark smiled. One day, maybe you'll be the one leading the mission. Leo didn't answer. He only looked at the stars and dreamed. Back on Earth, General Das met with President Marlowe. We've received a message, he said. From who? A new faction, Das replied. They call themselves the Free Star Alliance. Marlowe raised an eyebrow. What do they want? Das handed her a tablet. She read the message. We have seen what Earth can do. We ask for guidance. We ask for strength. Will you stand with us? Marlowe looked up. Yes, she said without hesitation. Das frowned. We're still recovering from the attack on New London. I know, she said, but this is bigger than Earth. She stood tall. If we help them now. She looked out the window. We might finally end this war. That night, Earth launched its first deep space assault, not to destroy, not to conquer, but to liberate. Captain James Cade led the mission. Tarek Van flew beside him. Together, they entered enemy space. Their target? A prison world known as Varkos 4. Thousands of rebel fighters were held there. If freed, they could turn the tide of the entire war. The battle was fierce. Lasers cut through the sky. Ships fell. People died. But in the end, the gates opened. Freedom came. And for the first time, humans and aliens stood side by side. Victory. Back on Earth. The message spread. Varkos 4 has fallen. Rebels are free. Earth stands with them. Leo watched it all unfold. He turned to his mother. They're not just fighting anymore, he said. No, she agreed. They're winning. President Marlowe spoke again that night. Her voice echoed across the world. We did not ask for this war, but we will finish it, and we will finish it on our terms. Silence followed. Then came the cheers. The hope. The belief that Earth had done more than survive. It had changed the galaxy. Forever, the galaxy held its breath. Earth had changed. Everything. From silence to strength. From peace to power. Now, the last battle was about to begin. And this time, Earth would decide how it ended. In Geneva, President Elena Marlowe stood before her people one last time. Behind her, the sky was filled with ships, not just Earth's, but allies from across the stars. Tarek Van stood beside her. Dr. James Cade waited for orders. Leo sat at his laptop, heart pounding. This was it. The end. Or the beginning. Marlowe stepped forward. This war did not start with us, she said into the microphone, but we will finish it. A hush fell over the crowd. She looked up at the sky. We did not ask for this fight. But we fought anyway. We lost cities. We lost lives. But we never lost who we are. She turned to face the world. And now we have a choice. Will we destroy our enemies? Or will we show them another way? Silence. Then General Ravi Das stepped beside her. We've won every battle since New London, he said. We've freed worlds. We've broken chains. He looked at the soldiers behind him. But now, We must choose what kind of future we want. Across the galaxy the enemy gathered, the Varkari Empire, the Korathi High Command, allies of darkness. They knew Earth was coming, they prepared their fleets, billions watched, waiting. Would Earth strike first? Would they burn the old order to the ground? Or would they offer something no empire had ever seen? Peace. Inside the Starfire, Earth's most advanced warship, Captain Cade reviewed the plan. Mark sat beside him. You ready? Cade asked. Mark nodded. I'm ready. Tarek Van walked in. The enemy fleet is forming near Zarni Prime, he said. They expect an attack. Cade smiled slightly. They won't get one. Tarek raised an eyebrow. You're still going through with it? Cade met his gaze. Yes. We don't attack. We liberate. Tarek studied him, then smiled. Good. Back on Earth, Leo read the latest message online. Earth is launching final mission. No weapons, no destruction, only truth. His hands trembled. He typed fast. They're not fighting anymore. They're showing the galaxy who we really are. He hit send and waited. Would anyone believe it? Would the galaxy? The Starfire led the charge. Behind it, hundreds of ships followed. Human. Alien. Free. They flew toward Zarni Prime, toward the enemy, toward history as they neared. The enemy fleet opened fire. Lasers lit up the sky. Ships exploded, but Earth's fleet didn't return fire. They moved fast. Not to destroy, but to reach their target. The central command station, the heart of the Varkari Empire. One by one, Earth's fighters broke through. They reached the station, and then they stopped. Silence. The enemy hesitated. What was happening? Why? Weren't they attacking? Then a voice echoed across all channels. President Marlowe's voice. This is Earth. We do not come to destroy you. We come to offer you a choice. A screen lit up, footage played. Images of rebellion. Of freedom, of hope. We have fought because we were forced to. But now, she looked into the camera. We offer peace. Silence. Then, one by one, alien voices answered. Some refused, some laughed, but others listened. Back on Earth, the world watched. Leo stood outside. So did millions. They looked at the sky. At the stars. At the future. His mother put a hand on his shoulder. It's over, she whispered. Leo shook his head. No, he said. It's just beginning. Days passed, the war ended, not with fire. Not with blood, but with change. The Varkari Empire fractured. Parts of it joined the Free Star Alliance. The Korathi agreed to peace talks. New governments formed. New hope rose. And Earth was no longer just a planet. It was a symbol. Of strength. Of courage. Of peace. Not weakness, not surrender, but belief that even in the darkest war, light could win. In Geneva, President Marlowe stood alone. General Das approached. They're calling you a legend, he said. She smiled softly. I was just doing what I believed in. Das looked at her. What now? She looked out at the city. At peace, we built a home. At war, we found our strength. And now, she turned to him, we build a better galaxy. Das nodded. That sounds like a good plan. And so, Earth looked to the stars again. Not with fear, not with hate, but with hope, because Earth didn't just survive the war. It changed the rules. Forever. The end.